Before starting, I just would like to mention by myself, I'm a civil engineer and almost 20 years of experience. I've been working as a planner, site engineer. That's why I come from the construction site. That's why I'm happy to share my experience. More than 15 years, I'm delivering project management consulting services for different kind of project management system. Our company Feature Network Development based in Poland, and we are operating in more than 80 countries together with our international partners. And our company can deliver 9 different language supports in the 4 continents. We are providing a multiple project management system that we are solution based, that we are not only proposing the Tilos, we have also other project management system which is delivering different kind of part of the processes in the planning, estimating, for controlling and operating parts. Our customer has, if you look at it, the list, more than 2000s, and also I'm very proud to inform that Tilos has been implemented. If you look at it, the top 25 construction companies, more than 25, in the top 25, 22 of them are user of the Tilos. If you look at it for specific countries and for the Tilos user, Tilos really accepted as industry standards and today implemented for many big and known important strategic projects in the worldwide, including in Asia, including in America, including in Europe. So that these are some of the selected customer successfully implemented Tilos and using Tilos in their projects. Of course, we are very proud as well because of the today ongoing the biggest railway project, biggest highway project, biggest bridge projects, pipeline projects. Tilos is a selected strategic planning system for the projects which is today known by all of us ongoing in the infrastructure industry. And I would like to, before my live demo, I will give a live demo, but before this, just want to give some basics. And Tilos name is coming from the T, which is TI means time, LO means location, S means system. So that the name of the product is time location system. It's called in different term in different country, like line of balance, time change diagram, time distance diagram, French diagram, March diagram, so that you can just hear in different term, but all idea is the same. The major needs is that when you operate it and plan for the infrastructure projects like linear project, kind of pipeline, railway, highway, tunneling, engineering and transmission projects, these are very long projects. It's very important time planning, but also it's very important location planning. That's why Tilos provide extra dimension for managing the repetitive work and giving the graphical representation, graphical way of the project management planning and reporting at the same time for linear projects. The usage of the Tilos, usage of the linear planning is very wide because of the requirement of the less detailed in the project. You can start at very early stage for planning. We can make it feasibility studies, integrate some cost data, integrate some quantity data. We can create some feasibility planning. And also Tilos can be used very widely in the tender period for a tender planning. You can make it scenario, you can create it multiple scenarios, what if analysis, what if analyze schedule using by Tilos approach, and you can build your tender strategy based on the tender planning with Tilos. Of course, when your company win the contracts, it's also used in the operation like controlling, executing time of the project. And in the end of the project, you can all the time use for special studies, kind of change orders, variation orders, claim analysis, and etc. System can be used by project owners, engineering companies, contractors, subcontractors, and suppliers. And this is very important. Before we go to software, we need to understand concept of the linear planning. That's why I prepared this example. This example is represent for 2000 meters, 500,000 cubic meter excavation work. And you can see that we are going to make an excavation on the area which is highlighted by blue, and I would like to present it how we can plan by linear planning in that kind of linear project. So that what we do, I bring it in the locations which is 100 meters, 200 meters starting from 0, and this is the 2000 meters. So that first kilometer and second kilometer. It represents the excavation area which I am going to do it. This is location dimension. I'm also planning, for example, here the time. That's why March, April, and May. This represent for time. That's why this is time and this is location. In 12 means the 12th week, 13th week, and 14th week. So that you can also make a daily base, weekly base, hourly base. But in this example, I would like to present you for the weekly planning. First activity, I registered. It's very important. People, especially having a Gantt chart based planning system, from the beginning get difficulties for understanding the concept. But if you understand the concept, later on this solution will really help. As you see that the line, black line, is represent the activity called excavation. This is the excavation activity. And each area, when I touch, I can get different information. For example, beginning of the activity, which is here, represent when you go to up locations. So that this is the location plan. Okay, so that this is starting location of the excavation work. If you go to left side, it represents start date. So that when you touch the activity beginning, you can see start location and start date. Plus, because of the going this direction, you can also understand it. Construction of work starting from 0 but going to this direction, on the right direction. So that this is also showing the direction of the work. So that I have three informations, at least three informations. Start location, end location, and direction of the work. Of course, we can continue, and when you come to here, you can see that 400 meters, we are going to have end of the March. And 600 meters, we are going to have beginning of April. So that when you add the activities, and in the end, you can see that we are going to complete all excavation activities, which is here, in the end of the April. So you can see that this is the end date of the all excavation works. And end date minus before, start date is giving us durations. So that this is the duration of activities. In the reality bar chart, we just see the duration of the activities, but here you can see that we have more information. Plus, we will go more detail. When you go to ankle here, you will be also understanding productivity of the work, difficulties of the area. In a moment, it will be more clear. You can understand speed of the work by the understanding like triangle calculations. And of course, we have average productivity, and we have also average productivity per date for the quantities, so that you can see that this is the also giving information. Okay, let's go a bit more complicated. That's we are making a bit not simple, but if our 2000 meters have 7 different zones, and each zone we have make it soil analysis and understanding that because of the soil types different, we can have different productivity. So that what we said, estimated productivity for the zone 1 is a 21, estimated productivity zone 2 is a 20 meters per day, zone 3 10 meters per day, zone 4 14 meters per day. So that each zone we have different achievement for excavation. Let's go to this example. Actually, this is this example, but we are making a little bit more advanced estimation. We start, let's say, an activity as the same like last time, and it is showing that this is 21 days, 21 meters per day, 20 meters per day for the zone 2, And in the zone 3, you can see that the speed change, it means that this is 10 meters per day and 14 meters per day. And you can see that this represents us the speed of the work, and driven factor for the speeds always having zones, and zone has different kind of soil types. Of course, generally when we do excavation, we are not measuring for productivity per meters, but we are measuring the productivity for cubic meters per hour, because this is also our measurement. But I would like to show you that we are making a line for excavation, so that this is the meters. This is generally how we measure for tunnels, how we measure for excavation of the pipeline, and etc. But I just want to give the concept. That's why if you do the excavation, generally productivity base unit cubic meters per hour, so that, or cubic meters per day. But at least that you get the point that we can have different kind of speed based on the different soil types. Of course, you can see that this was the target line for the 21 meters per day, and if we are below the target line, you can see that this is the delay which we are going to have. So that first blue line is a no impact from soil types, average productivity 21 days. But later on, we go and make the soil analysis and realize that each zone we can have different kind of speed. That's why this always shows us how we can compare it for first initial idea and the detailed planning. This is common scenario, people making this mistake. During the tender, we all the time present for the or estimated blue line, but when we won the contract, we go to more deep analysis, and based on the deep analysis, we can have finding that because of the different zone, different productivity, we may have a delay. All right. Of course, there is a method for how we can make it, for example, integrated resource planning, and which is that avoid for the delay. There is no miracle in the construction that you can use any software and immediately that your productivity will increase. Of course, technology helps, but there is a limit. That's why in the major help of Tilos, you can all the time make it what if analysis, which is that we don't want delay, so that Tilos will tell us what we need to do, avoid for delay. First of all, we can work more hours, we can increase the resources. In this example, I would like to see that increasing the resources. So that this is my target line. I need to finish in 46 days. And my first plan is starting with the crew 1. And the zone 1, we started and doing our plan as we were at the beginning considered. And it seems that blue line and the light blue line is we are having similar line. It means that everything is going as we plan. Zone 2, it's going well, so that it's alright. But we can see that when the crew is coming in zone 3, because of the difficulties on zone 3, our speed is going to down. It means that we are getting far from the target line. It means we are going to delay. So what we need to do, either we need to increase production here, or if we have no possibilities for here production increasing, so that we need to increase the crew. So that we decided to have extra crew here and start working in the zone 1 with the second crew. And at the same time, crew 1 is continue, and you can see that we have 2 resource team and we finish our project on time. Of course, extra resource means extra cost, but sometimes we have no possibilities for finishing on time without extra investment. That's why it's very important, very early stage of the project, when we are preparing our price offer, to know about it. That's why planning is very important in very early stage. Details are very important, which impacted on the plan. And this is the idea which you can make it the plan of one discipline for excavation. Of course, in construction we have multiple disciplines, and I just show it one activity, but later on you can also put it for concrete, for putting also another activities and etc. You can have it in a one plan. The major goal, what we do with Tilos, is giving you extra dimension, which is that time planning, location planning, and also integrated cost planning. And of course, if you open to our box, you can also get it more, because that Tilos provide outside factors, kind of resource integration, unit integration for the quantity tracking and quantity planning. And of course, we have also possibilities to be able to update the progress. You can also that percent complete of the duration, percent complete of the work, units and cost and the budgets. What are the other factors? Which is that you can also integrate it. Soil type is a one kind of outside factor, but what are the other driven factor? Weather conditions. If you're working in winter time or summertime, special conditions like Eastern, Ramadan, and for the location for cultural differences. Of course, we have also other factors, kind of the road crossing, railway crossing, and special zone. Sometimes we cannot work at 100% productive because of the some different kind of difficulties. Environment protection and radiation, and that is archaeological excavation, so that we have unlimited issues during the construction. That's why these are all impacting our construction performance. Today I would like to show weather impact. And if we will have a time, I will also show it another examples for the live demo. And let me just log into Tilos, and maybe I can open, for example, here the empty file. Okay, so that now I'm opening Tilos, and this is Tilos is a desktop application, which is that you can install in your computer. We are working on developing the new versions for the enterprise. Probably soon you will get more information about upcoming Tilos version. But today we have standalone applications so that you can install in your computer. And let me open the one new project. And we have templates. I'm just opening the empty templates, and my goal is just creating the project templates. First of all, you can write it, for example, project name, webinar projects, and here you can select it units, that you can say that this is meters, start location and end location, which is that you can type it over here that we would like to start at 1000 meters before, and here 11,000 meters, so that you can just set up here the distance diagram, start date, end date, base time unit, which is that you can just select the project calendar, which is 8 hours working per day, 10 hours working per day, because we have a project calendar. Also, we have activity calendar. One of the advantage of Tilos also, we have zone calendars as well, which I will show you in the next examples. You can select the project calendar 5 days working, 6 days working, or non-working, or you can create it your own calendar. If you are bringing the project from Primavera or Microsoft project, the calendar of Primavera or Microsoft project or Instapower project will come automatically. By the way, all the settings can be changed after project start, so that we can apply for project and save it. And you can see that this is template which I created. I'm able to start my planning projects for 10 kilometers. We can put a project drawing here, which represents, for example, for the project drawing, you can just select and adding your project drawing here. This is an optional. You can get from the library. You can say we would like to make it here tunnels, and you can just see that the system is putting the tunnel drawing. Or you can bring it from the PDF or JPEG files from your graphic files. And from the file, you can just select it. You can say we would like to make it bridge and cutting here, so that you can see that it represents also our project which we are going to work. You can see that we have here area which we need to make excavation. This is the area which we need to make backfilling work. And easy way you can go adding activities. When you selected activities here, you can say that we are going to make it topsoil stripping here, and This is the activity which we added here. Of course, you can just make it as a one activity here, just a part, or you can also just extend this activity. You can say we are going to make it all the topsoiling steeping activities here. Okay? When you have one activity, when you select it, you can go to activity detail. This is the activity name. You can type your activity. We have activity ID. This is that each activity has a unique ID. We have activity calendars. You can see that these are the activity calendars, so that you can just say it, you can create an activity types and etc. I think I have some technical problem because I'm still using the Tilos 8, which is that Tilos 10 is available soon, so that this is the maybe time for me to upgrade it. Okay, let's create it again here, and very fast, let's put it here. Again, the drawing. And by the way, you don't have to put a drawing. This is also possible that you can just do it optionally without a drawing. So I would like to add it another time in an activity. Okay. And this is, you can see that the same activity which I created. And here you can have it a calendar. You can have it the activity type, which is the normal task, summary task, and start milestone and end milestone. Each activity you can add it, for example, activity codes. This is the activity type A, and this is, for example, earthworks. This activity coding will help you for grouping and filtering. Of course, there is a layer system in Tilos as well. You can, each activity you can apply for the also layers. Layers will help you for hiding some activities. The displaying options, this is the, we provide standard coloring, but if you would like to have your own styles, you can also change the type of the activity. You can just draw it, for example, as a different lines, and it will be presenting like you want it. So that this is depends, you can easily change it. The coordination of the work, you can see that start date, end date, start location, end location, and the duration, so that you can change the direction of the work anytime. Okay. And we have also calculation capabilities, which is very powerful and good in Tilos, and the planners like it because we can have it estimation from the given factors. For example, if I would like to estimate the duration of the work, all right, I'm entering here quantity. Let's say 40,000 square meters topsoil steeping. We are going to have it from per hour 120 square meters. System calculated this is 42 hours. 2 days, I'm sorry. If we write it here 20,000 as a quantity, okay, it will give me that 20,000 square meters. It will be achieved in 21 days. You can also change the factor for the per hour achievement. You can say, okay, if you work it in 200 square meters per hour, it will be, 200 square meters, it will be 13 days. So that in this example, if you would like to estimate the duration is estimated by system. You need to give two factors. One is a quantity, another is a unit hours. If you would like to estimate quantity by yourself, which is that, okay, what if per hour we work 200 and if we work 20 days? System will tell you that you will achieve 32,000 square meters. Or generally, we know the quantity. As a planner, we would like to give some time, and we want system give us per hour achievement, because from here we would like to estimate the requirement of the resources, because you can see that cost per unit, income per unit, there are some data available here which help me also to estimate for my budget, estimate my resource requirement. So that, okay, in this example, which I like more, I give to 40,000 square meters and I would like to work 30 days. System is telling me that so that per hour we need to achieve 166. If you want to do it in 15 days, so that we need to achieve 333 per hour achievement. Of course, per hour, per day, we can just choose also working hours, so that if you work 10 hours, what will be the per hour achievements and etc. So that you can see that for year, per daily, different calendars you can apply. This is counted by system. You can also make it, for example, manually. You can just extend the time. When you're extending the time, you can see that per hour is immediately dropping down. Okay, so that this is the estimation capabilities of the Tilos. Of course, using the profile, using the other factors, you can all the time make it more advanced estimation by Tilos. Another advantage of the Tilos that we have full possibilities of the providing a CPM, so that when you have the activity here, okay, this is the activity 1 and this is an activity 2. And what does it mean? First activity starting 4 kilometer till 5 kilometer, second activity starting from 9 kilometer till 5 kilometer. And I would like to create a logic between these two activities, which is that when activity 1 finished, and we go here and say that activity 2 starts, so that I created here finish to start relations. You can see that system has start to start, start to finish to start, finish to finish relations. So that I created here link between those two activities. When I schedule it by F9, like other scheduling tools, you can see that second activity is moved. So that if this activity finish early, let's say here, reschedule again, second activity start just after this. You can see that we have factor which call critical path and relations path diagram, so that you can have it possibilities of this. And one of the advantage of Tilos also provide classic way like a Gantt chart based view, so that this is like activity A and activity B, so that when I open both of them at the same time, please see that when you change something here in the Tilos format, this is the Microsoft project, Asta Power project, and Tilos format, so that you can here see immediately changes. So that what I am doing with Tilos for the people who are seeing new Tilos, actually this is nothing different than what you are daily base you are doing with other planning system, but we have extra dimension. But one of the advantage which in the Tilos is when you have it, for example, these two views, okay, and you can select the second activities here and go to coordinates and change the direction of the work. When I change the direction of the work, please see that nothing are changed in the Gantt chart, but in the Tilos format, we can see that activity 1 finishing, the team is immediately continued for the activity to this direction, because changing direction give us possibilities of the seeing from which direction we are going to work till what direction. So that's the advantage of Tilos, which we can also get that information. Plus, we have more advanced lag type calculation, which is not only finish to start 5 days, but you can say that when activity finish in the kilometer third, second activity should start from 9, so that we can make distance-based predecessor, distance-based successors, and also person complete or equipment mobilization. So that the difference between here, when we finish, we would like to drive our equipments from here, okay, which I selected here, and I am opening here equipment mobilization, and system is asking me per hour driving, so that 100 meters per hour, let's say we drive. System automatically calculated here the lag, which is that it is saying that, okay, driving here when I schedule it, and because of this 100 meter per hour, it will take 5 days driving from 50 kilometers till 9 kilometers. But if we change the direction of the work and go to again the link, select the link, you can see that link is now calculated 0. When we schedule it, this activity will finish 5 days earlier. So that the logic what we are using in Tilos is more accurate for industries, because that this is generally happening when we are making the plan. Plus, when you have an activity, you can also assign resources, which is that we have resource integration. We can add it here labors, materials, equipments by the selecting with the unit price, and when you assign it, system will also estimate the cost, so that when you go to activity calculation, you can see now we have a project cost, we have a project income. In this resources income unit was not entered, that's why it's not, but you can get it cost and resource integrations. Of course, on the left side, we have all the information, kind of the list of the tasks, so that when you open the task list, and you can see that like in Excel, you can see the task details, because if you don't want to see only the line, but you can also see all the detail of the task here by selecting task list. We have calendars. There are also here more information like activity types, resource, that kind of things. All this available inside of the system. And Tilos is integrated with Primavera, and you can import it or export it Primavera Microsoft Astapower project format, so that you can just select it. You can see that it's integrated Microsoft project, Primavera, and Astapower project. Okay. And this is the basics which I would like to share with you. I hope that it's not boring if you're familiar with Tilos already. But I would like to show you some advanced samples. For example, how we can create a repetitive work using by activity templates. This is an example for the bridge. Okay, so that let's make it here a little bit bigger. Okay, this is the example which I would like to show today. And let me first explain the templates. This is the time: July, August, September, October, November, December, and January. On the top, we have also distance, which is that pier number 1, pier number 2, and this is the pier number 17. And here, start location, 0 meters, 45 meters, and 95 meters. I want to also do it, which is also Gantt chart. As you see that there is no information available on the Gantt chart, so that I can create a schedule from the Gantt chart first, or I can create it here from the Tilos. The blue line is represent for the Christmas period, which is that starting from 20 till the 3rd of the January, it's a Christmas time in Europe. Okay, now I'm not adding activities one by one. I would like to put it for task groups. I just select it here and going to select the location, and I have a group of the activities available which called the piles, and here I would like to create activities based on the distance. It's asking me the profile. I'm saying that okay, I would like to make it pile works, and here link method, because I'm making for method of statement, and my strategy is I would like to link first task group to second task groups. Okay, what does it mean? Foundational peer 1 finish, foundational peer 2 start, so that I make it only relation from foundation to foundation. Task activities, I would like to create it automatically, and when I select it, immediately all my schedules are created. With the F9, you can see that foundation, abutment, and decking, foundation, abutment, and decking, so that all my schedule has been created automatically. Let me just show how it will look like in Gantt charts. And you can see that it was empty, but now also we have around more than 50 activities we have created for foundation and abutments, piles, and here you can see that activities are created. Okay, and let's open both of them at the same time like I did before. And what I want to show that when you change here the activity, you can immediately get impact on this, or you can select it and you can say, okay, I would like to start at this doing in here. You can see that this is immediately just giving changes. All right. What I want to do now, I also would like to do the bridge segments, so that I selected for the segment works and I'm just adding for the bridge segment activities. First of all, this approach, why it's appreciated by people, because that graphically you can immediately recognize there is a logic errors, which is we call the clash detections. So if you go to clash detections area, if it is not visible, you can also select clash detections options, and when you run the clash reports, system gives you that which area we have clashes, so that pile number 10, pile number 11, and pile number 13, and 14, 15, 16, and 17. So that these are all clashes which is starting from 10 is generated. If you just move this activity here, let's just keep it only one activity and again the run clashes, you can see that clash detection is immediately giving that peer number 17 we have clash, and this is not good. But of course you can avoid it by creating the link. What does it mean? You can just select this activity and you can say that when this activity finish, this activity also finish, so that you can go to relations and you can say that we would like to have finish to finish 5 days relations lags, and when you schedule it, you can see that this is the activity which we created. Of course, there's a one important thing. When this activity delay on the calendar on the blue line, you can see that because of non-working time, activity duration is increased. Calendar duration, I mean. So that you can also see that kind of advantages. But now let's say, okay, this is very risky. If we have just before the Christmas time, we would like to increase our crews, so that I want to make it second team. Okay, scheduling, move this link and adding again here for this work and creating here second bridge segment, so that you can see that when I go to Gantt chart, it looks completely different, because that we just make it. Plus you can make the link start here, schedule it, and you can come back to Tilos format. You can see that this links has been created. Alright, so that this is the advantage of the Tilos, which you can make it very fast for adding the activities by using the templates. Another example which I would like to show that, okay, if this is clear, no question, I would like to show what are the, for example, another factor which I was mentioning, weather. Weather is a impact on the performance, so that I would like to show weather factors. And this example, let me just explain you. Okay, this is the example which we are going to make now for 4 kilometers excavation works, and this is the distance, this is the time, 2013, 14 and 15, and I would like to show you that there is a winter calendar which is November and March is a winter time. During the winter, because of the weather, because of the working hours, we have always, if the project is not very specific area, specific reason, we have always productivity issues. And let me just show you what does it mean. First of all, I would like to create one activity without no impact from the weather, so that I'm just drawing activities here, and activity here just to present me that we are starting May, we are ending up again May, but this is the 2 years work, and kilometers is 3 kilometers, so that 750,000 cubic meters, 500 cubic meters per day, achieved length is 3,000 meters. This is what we are going to do it. Okay? And here, this is no impact by weather. Okay, my question to software. Okay, what if my productivity dropped down 50% during the winter? So that we can also enter here excavation by seasons. You can see when the weather is winter period time, you can have it productivity drop down. And the same time, the same resources, we achieve 625,000 cubic meters with the 420 cubic meters per day productivity. The achieved length is 2,500 meters. All right? And of course, is it really expected from the management? No, nobody would like to have this delay. But what I want to mention, if you know very early stage, because of the winter, your performance is going to down, you can always create some scenarios and you can always prepare yourself. But if you find out in the middle of the project, after winter finish, it will be too late. As you know, winter is coming. That's why let's plan ourselves, so that I would like to make it here recovery plan. Recovery plan is recommended plan by a system without any delay how we should work. Okay, this is the way how we should work. System is saying the same quantity, the same average productivity, the same distance if you would like to achieve, you need to, before the winter, not 800 meters, but you need to achieve first kilometer. So that before the winter, you need to make extra 200 meters, because your winter period, your performance is dropping down. That's why this is giving you motivation and not using the project buffers very early project stage. Because remember, the most cheerful time of the project, after we get the building permit, we start the first concrete, everything is going well. But in the end, you know that we have all the time drama. And because of the delay, because of the push, because of the stress. That's why people use the project buffers early stage. All credibility, we finish it here. And this system is showing very early stage loading yourself for extra performance. Okay, the question is from Amir that how we can do this. Okay, to be able to do for the winter impact, first of all, in the here, you need to create it, for example, for the calendar sectors, for the we call, you need to go to activity, and from the activity, you need to select it, for example, here, seasonal data. This is the, we can share this template with you, and here you need to model the activity. Okay, this is the model the activity with the station point from the grids and seasonal data. And the seasonal data under the time profile, you go to time profile, and here you give the time work rates. When you created the seasonal time, by the way, you can do it multiple, And in this example, I'm just saying between 15th of November 2013 till 15th of March, the productivity is 50. From the 15th of March till 15th of November, productivity is 100. From 15 of, and you can see that I created here the factor. If I make it, for example, this one to 100, you can see I can, next time when I draw it, sorry, so here, select the activity for the seasonal data. You can see that because I write it 100, it's not impacted first winter and second winter, because I just make it here seasonal data calculation for 100. Alright? So that this template, if you want, after webinar, I'm happy to share with you and you can study. From here, you can just create it, for example, seasonal data calculations. Of course, you can make it more advanced, which is, let me give you one example. This is the 3 kilometers. And for example, we have a customers in the doing 300 kilometers. And in 300 kilometers, very long size of the project, the seasonal data is completely different for first 50, last 50. Some area is snowing, some area people are having time for seaside. So that you can also apply seasonal data in different location. All right? Okay. This is the example of the seasonal data, and actually I have warning my friends that time is now up, just so that I have not too much time. I can get 1-2 questions. By the way, we have recorded sessions, which is each webinar is what we are doing. We are recording and we are sharing in our Future Network Development YouTube and or LinkedIn. And you can also follow up our former sessions, like how to update progress, how to integrate the soil types, how to manage tunnel projects, how to manage railway projects. So that if you follow up us in our YouTube channel, you will be also able to get our recorded videos and information. So this will be also recorded. Is there any question for today's sessions? Okay, I see that not too much question. I hope that it was clear. That's why no question. But thank you very much for your today time.